Happy Sunday, everyone. It's Mobile Robo. I'm out here in Warren, Mass at Pine Grove Cemetery. And it says it was 1746. They made this with the Historical Commission. There's a possibility we'll find older dates. And over there in the way distance right there, that's where Molly Bish is buried in that graveyard, which is St. Paul's Cemetery. I was just over there. I'm not going to put any footage of that because I think it's disrespectful. But the Kenneth Tatro kid who is linked to that case, he's buried right near her too. And the numerology behind his death is the numbers of 47, Masonic compass number. All right, so let's start it out and see if we can find some of the early elites that I've been doing a report on. Probably got a 10 or 20 page report on Warren already between the elites and Molly Bish. I'm not letting it go. So it's a nice sunny day, 27th of June, and 6/27, the day that Molly was abducted. 6 and 27 holds the numerology of 33, which is the highest degree of the Freemasons. Right off, Leviathan leaves. Then it almost looks like waves. Pretty interesting. Stanford, 1811. This one's Watkins, William Watkins. You'll see different names back then because these people read. They didn't watch TV. All their inspirations were from their readings, not from TV. So gather my faculties here because I got my notebook and stuff, and let's gander in. The Blairs, I believe that's a French name, I'm not mistaken. This one's been glued together. Pretty good job. There's those Minerva eye things there. Possibly early Masonic teachings. Now this is like looks like a yarn behind a curtain. Mays, Patrick. Guy lived pretty long. This thing cracked too. This horse flies up here big time. It's hard to make out. Here he is, Asahel Fairbanks. He's right at the beginning. He's the guy who pretty much founded this town, and his son donated the land for the town hall. 1841 he died. I don't know what this says, so. Mrs. Piranha? That isn't his wife. That's odd. It says Abigail Fairbanks was his wife in the history book. So that's pretty odd that this name is Blarama. Interesting. He's not buried with his wife. That's something I didn't expect. So his isn't an oblique. And it's just one of those plain Janes, but it does have AE 522. He died 1841. This one's pretty cool. It's another little one with nothing on it. It's a bunch of them. Nancy Trask. John Patrick. Get a good look at these. I got a whole list of names that have to be gone through. See if there's any Freemasonic symbols they left on their grave. Here's an empty one with nothing on it. Could that be a child? Could it be a sacrifice? I don't know. Prosper Brooks. Look at the A's. Curl to them. That's pretty cool. That's one of those angel things. I don't know what they actually mean. And if you look, there's 3 different symbols, or 2 different symbols. And then a swirly McGee above his head. That must mean something. This is the first wave of people that came through. Any graveyard, go to Massachusetts, these are the type stones you'll see as for the early settlers. Alright, look at this one. That's pretty nice. 1786. Judith Hezek. Hezekiah. Mr. Hezekiah. Mark does September 6th, 1788. Judith, wife of Hezekiah. Look at that. Almost has like a pyramid in the back of the head. This is going to be done on several segments because this graveyard is insane. I was just up in the back, Anna Blair, 1788, looking at the area where they possibly abducted Molly Bish. And it's pretty creepy back there. There's some cul-de-sac with a sand pit, just like some dead end area. You could do whatever you want to somebody over there, but there's a house near there. It's pretty creepy. Some people over here I met. There's another little guy, nothing on it. It looks like there was something there at once, a little Eucharist. And they actually told me where Molly's grave was with her grandmother. It's not actually a headstone for Molly, and they probably did it on purpose. Where they don't get all this over attention. Roby. Almost like my nickname, but spelled different. Could be Robe too. That's tough to make out. Looks like Filey. Nice day. The sun is behind me, and this graveyard faces west, so once the sun goes down, it'll face the graveyard, and that's how a lot of their graveyards are set up. The significance behind the oblique is that the sun is supposed to hit every spot of it at the earliest part in the morning and then in the latest part. So right now, the sun looks like it's right above us. You know, it'll go down over that way. So it's already got the first part of the day, and maybe that's why those obliques are way up there on the hill. So in the morning it catches the sun, and then at the end of the day it catches it as well, as a reference to the sun god. Right here you can see part of the bottom being touched as the sun goes around, and every part of this supposedly is touched at one point in the day due to the sun god theory. You can look it up, it's all online. Here's a Putnam, and these are tough to read. Alright. Burrow. What does that say? Burbu. The bugs are strong out here today. The Burrows. I didn't see their name in the history book. Maybe I did. I'll go through this recording later on and see if I can pick out any of the earlier names that I've written in my notes from the Sylvia Buck book from Warren, Mass. Isaac Moore. Pretty good shape considering how old they are. 1753. Sergeant Continental Line, Sergeant, Continental Line Revolutionary War, 1753 to 1843. Some more little guys with no names. These got to be the children. What I think's odd is it's definitely children because there's not a big enough spot. That's got to be another one too. No names. Their names went on there, but their children's names didn't. That's, to me, kind of weird. At least this guy had the decency to do that. Betsy. It's like Harriet, Cutler. I like to get into talking about these urns because if you were cremated, why would you have a gravestone? And this one to me has what I would consider a Mayan or Mesoamerican look to it. And then it has something over it too. It's hard to make it out. It almost looks like a cape. And supposedly the Mayans invented pottery, and anything that was Mesoamerican was influenced by the Mayans. That's stuff you can look up too online. So we got the Cutler family. Timothy Janes. It's those Minerva eyes I speak of. They look like owl eyes. It's got it on this one too. That could be early symbology of the Freemasons. Speculative analysis within this. And I like to be soft-spoken and peaceful. We're at a graveyard. We're not at a rock concert. I noticed someone criticized that about me. Some of these graveyards, you gotta be respectful of the neighbors and the graveyard, whether you like the people or not. Now, Warren is huge. This graveyard is pretty damn big. There's some stuff up there, some symbology. They had this thing for these weird flowers. There's a rock up there. Cracked headstone. Look at how white they were at once. I've never gone up into this section. First time. I'm more lingering in the backside, and I've already found different Freemasons up here. I'm trying to find the likes of Erasmus Strickland, because I know he's a Freemason. The history book says it. Looks like more Cutlers. Nina Smith. Is that a headstone? It could be. You can't count it out. There's one over here too as well. What do these things truly represent? Or is that just a sight stone? I think that's an actual look. No, it could be a marker stone. There's some other ones right there. Danforth Keys, that's another guy. Royal Knight, I remember seeing that. Interesting name. Chester Powers. Daniel Batchelor. Mary Barton. I wonder if they're related to the Clara Bartons. Bartons are married into the Staffords. And I've said it before, these elitists marry into other elitist families. There's another Burroughs. McCrae. Yeah, there's like markers there. That's like 13, 20. Carpenter. More Fosters, Blairs, Bishop. Looks like there was some kind of gate opening here at once. Alright. Levi Coombs. This is the Coombs section. More Abigails. I'm surprised I didn't see Asahel Fairbanks. That's weird. There's Hathaways. go up into the corner here. So we haven't seen anything earlier than what they said is the date there. No early 1700s yet. It'd be one of these style anyhow. Loring's, Abel Jackson. Alright, let's head back down into the main area. It's a brown. Actually, I want to go all the way up and then come back and finish this section. Prince Morris. Royal Knight, Prince Morris. Like, they sound like they're from the king. (1818). Let's take a look at these now. This one's smashed to hell. Someone must have went graveyard tipping at one point up here. That's the odd way of cursing people. I don't know. Karma's a bitch in some things. Duncan, Dorcas, Brown, 1868. This one's getting a lot of the sunlight too. Sawtell, Augustus. Some more peppers. Over there in Brookfield, we've seen peppers. I wanted to see this one because it's rather interesting. This guy died in New Orleans. Wow, things are cracked. And it's got the cutoff with the shroudery cape. Age 22. And that cutoff's supposed to mean that his life was cut short. So that's one of the symbologies behind that. And this guy died at 22. Delia Hutchins. These things are interesting, huh? They're like upside down torches or something. I don't even know what that is. Cyrus Hutchison. It's going to be at least 10, 12, I'd say 10, 11 feet with the height of a basketball hoop. There's the keys over in that area. These are very hard to make out. We're going to have to look at the main. Butterworth. Wow. Now I can see why Mrs. Butterworth definitely had a slave name. These ones are in good shape. Alright, so let's take a look at this and see if Danforth or Solomon Keys is over here. Warren Keys. Sophronia. My guess is the Danforth Keys would be down at that bottom somewhere. He's one of the early settlers too. And he used to hang out with George Washington, come out here and hang out with Danforth Keys. Solomon Keys, his father, possibly influenced by Solomon's Temple. Walker. Alright, so let's look at this one. It's like a big stubbornless oblique. In there, different markings. Here's Asahel Fairbank's actual memorial. Marion Fairbank, Mary A. Chapin, his wife. I thought it said it was, I could be mistaken. Look it up quick. I got the notebook here. On here. Alright, right here. Yeah, it is Marianne. Oh, Mary Abigail Chapin. I knew there was an Abigail in there. So he is buried with his wife. Right here, this is all from the Sylvia Buck book. 1808. This is the power structure of Warren, Mass. William, his son, is the one who donated the town hall and bequeathed it. They're related to the Sibleys. That's a Millbury name out that way in Auburn. And this kind of gives more solidification that he was a Freemason, because this has Masonic value. So that kind of solidifies that for me. So let's go back down here. I'm going to end it right here on the top of the hill and continue down there and look at the rest of these and the old school element of them. And this thing's going to be done in segments because there's no way it can be done in one video.